saved by a hero named Hawk. Come take a seat and I will recite you a tale of bold adventures spanning both sides of the veil. I knew a champion, we traveled far and wide. We saw so many wonders roving side by side. In the streets of Kirkwall we brought help to those in need. Word had spread so quickly of our dealings and our deeds. Fight for your values and fight for your friends. Fight through this blight, find the light at the end. Through the age of the dragon, the people will talk of the day they were saved by a hero named Hawk. Hawk, 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 Hawk. Into the deepest roads we ventured in the black. If we had only known what we were bringing back. We felt the fire of every temper, every mage, caught in the crossfire of their politics and rage. Had to pull some strings and get them off each other's backs. There was so much greater danger waiting to attack. Fight for your values and fight for your friends. Fight through this blight, find the light at the end. Through the age of the dragon, the people will talk of the day they were saved by a hero named Hawk. Hawk, 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 Hawk. Just a lowly refugee, your champion arrived. Round shores of Riverbend fade to Kirkwall's buzzing hive. Rose above the poverty and rose above the pain. My friend became the savior of the white city of chains. Fight for your values and fight for your friends. Fight through this blight, find the light at the end. Through the age of the dragon, the people will talk of the day they were saved by a hero named Hawk. Hawk, 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 Hawk.
Shall we play a game?
All right. So we are back in Farming Sim 25, but with something a little different. This is a new map that just showed up on the Mod Hub yesterday. I have not even looked at this yet. I did watch a map preview of it, and it looks interesting. So this is, even though it doesn't look like it, this is Riverbend Springs. It's called Riverbend Springs: The Aftermath. And this is supposedly placed 100 years after a natural disaster in Riverbend Springs. So you can see the destroyed forest down there in the distance. Some things were moved, landscaping has been changed, but we're gonna play this. I have not even looked at this map yet. So other than the preview that I watched, which by the way was Mr. Sealy P. I love his map previews. So there are some very surprising things out there. I have not... There's only one piece of equipment that I modified. I did sell off the plow that we had and bought the MT plow that I like using. So I've got 3 fields here, and there's one across the way. I think these are all ready for harvest. Yeah. Canola's ready to harvest. And the wheat, I think, is ready to harvest. Yeah, that's ready to harvest. And let me just go check our side field. I just got to watch for traffic. I left traffic on. So this is basically the starting farm that you get in the original game. This looks harvested. Yeah, the harvested barley. So I didn't realize it when I was up there, but as soon as I came down to this field, I recognized this field. So this is the starting farm. And we'll see if I have to turn off traffic. It doesn't look like traffic's all that heavy. So yeah, these are the 3 fields you start with. And previously there was a cattle field over here. Looks like a road has been added. And those fields across the street. All right, so this all looks pretty similar. This looks like a sell-all. And I didn't change out any of the equipment other than the plow because we do start with a case harvester. I'm going to sell off the small tractor. So what do we got in here? Oh, we got 2 case tractors. Okay, I may sell off that small one. That's a... this small one is actually for vineyards. I think. No, it's not. This is a regular one. 351 horsepower. I may hold on to that. But we've got a couple of fields to do. More equipment in there. It looks like my cedar. With bale storage. We have 2 greenhouses. This looks like a mushroom greenhouse. Oop, wrong button. Yeah, that's the mushroom greenhouse. I may get rid of that one. This is a standard greenhouse. And this is a production of some kind. I didn't even look at what productions we've got. Oh, this is a grain mill. That's the little grain mill. Okay. So we can make flours. This is the repair shop in here. I know that building well. That's the sell all. Let's take a look and see if I have anything else. Okay, so I got the mushroom, the glass greenhouse, the grain mill. I didn't see any animals. No, I have no animal pens, and I own the 4 fields. So we're going to start off with, oops, let's get my auto dry preferences set up here. Do that. Oh, I got to do that for every vehicle, so I'm not going to bother doing that. Show next path. No. Above tractor. Put the settings on HUD. We use a wide HUD. We use folders. No auto connect. And apply. Okay. Oh, so we do have some pathing in here. Yeah, some of this I've got to get rid of because I need to make these one way. Or I can modify them. Let's give myself a path over here. Oh. Nope, wrong one. Delete that. All right, and we can just link those like that. Okay, let's turn that off. All right, we're going to make these going one way to the left. Make sure I'm doing that right. I think I am. Yeah. Oh, and I want to change these also to change these to secondary routes, which is easy enough. Okay, put that there. Put that there. Okay, I'm so used to playing in vain. Ah, I did not mean to do that. Damn it. Okay, now I gotta fix this. There we go. All right, and yeah, that should be far enough. So this is a multi-fruit silo, so I can store everything in there. I've got the one bunker, which I'll only need if I do a grass. So let's mark this. Silo unload. And mark this silo load. And I guess we can just link these here and it should turn in whatever direction it needs to. Now I need to go and just make sure these are all connected, because that's one thing that is almost never done. Yeah. Okay, so link those up. And let's link these up, and I'm just doing these quick. I may goes out there, and then this one comes in here. We'll leave the other field for a bit. And yeah, let's put paths up between these. Record a two-way. All right, this one I'm going to have to, I think, make a turn on, because I don't want my workers cutting into the field. So we'll add some turns in here. All right, and it's field 3 and 4. Yeah. Getting a little wobbly here. And that down there used to be our lime state, the way we bought lime from. I think it was down there. It's where I used to buy lime from. All right, let's do a record here, because I remember I used to just cut cross country and drive down the hill instead of down the road. Okay, and this is going to be field 4 and 5. Okay. And link these up. Turn them all into two-way routes. That one up. And if you have any questions about setting up auto drive or course play, I'm not an expert, but I have been playing with these two mods for a while. And set that up. Okay, I think that's good enough to start. All right, so we're gonna grab the bigger. Actually, that's only 224. That's 90. I think this looks like it's the smaller one, but it's actually my strongest tractor. Okay. Grab his weight. Grab that. Let's set his preferences. Leave behind start. Drop his corner speed down to 85%. Apply that. And we're going to start with field 3. So field 3. And you're going to go to silo unload. I don't know what happened with my sound yesterday, but it seems to be working fine today. All right, I just need to set my fields up here so that my worker knows who to look for. Let's get unfolded here because I always forget that. All right, and let's just stop here. Let's get our route built. There we go. And we're off. But I've always been off. And I think I'm also going to need to get a water tank. I can just do a small one. I didn't see if I had any water out here anywhere. I may have to put a well in. And I'm thinking of just picking up a forage harvester. And I don't know if I'm going to do any silage work. I might. I've got to decide. I got to decide what I'm going to do with these fields, though. So I've got the grain mills, so definitely want to do grain. I know I can do wheat, oat, barley, and rice. Actually, I can check that. I may do grass on that bigger field and turn that all into silage to sell. Ah. There we go. So the straw I may just do in bulk. And the other thing I could do once I pick up the plow, I got to think about that. I may just combine these 3 fields into one big field. I think I can get one more. I think I could buy one larger size header for this. I got to think about that once I get these harvested and figure out what I'm going to do for production. And then maybe we'll go explore the map a little bit. You do start off not just with the sidekick, but with a pickup truck. So I may grab the pickup truck. We'll do some driving around. But unlike I normally do at the start, I'm not playing day one on real time, so but I am running 4-day months. So yeah, I may just do this as one huge field. And then I can rotate between like wheat, soybean, and corn. I don't remember if the grain mill does corn. I don't think it does. Let's take a look real quick. It's barley, oat, rice. Oh, but it does do sorghum. Okay. So that's a possibility. Now also that little tiny mill is very slow. I'll also need to get a forklift. Or at least the attachment for the tractor. Although I do have a forklift downloaded that I really want to try, but it may be too much for this map right now. And I don't know how much I'm going to play this on stream. I'm a little excited by this. It's an interesting concept. You know, the land finally, or the town finally recovering from a natural disaster. And we'll get a chance to see the disaster as we're driving around. The modder never explains what the disaster was, as far as I know. Hold on. All right. All right. Unfortunately, I need to run and do something, so I'm gonna have to end this here. I may come back to this later when I'm done, but yeah, gotta go. Sorry.